Hi, I'm Jenny Gough, and welcome back to my channel. Today is Father's Day, so that means dinner is probably going to involve some kind of beef. So for dessert, we're going to just keep it fresh and do an easy citrus pie. For that, we are going to need 1.5 cup of crushed graham crackers, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, and 1/3 of a cup of melted butter. So for the graham crackers, I have actually just put them in this plastic bag and crushed them with a rolling pin. You can use your food processor. I just didn't want to get mine out just for that. So we're going to put our graham crackers in the bowl. And we are going to put in our sugar. And we are going to melt our butter. So 30 seconds. And we are going to use a deep dish pie plate. This one might be a little bit big for what we're doing, but I'm actually going to put whipped cream on top when it's finished. So I need a little bit of extra room. Our butter in. Okay. Just gonna press it in and just make sure that you kind of push it up the sides a little bit. You can buy an already pre-made crust if you like. I just had graham crackers in the cupboard. And 1.5 cups is about 11 to 12 shades. I think about 12. I use 12 for this. All right. So once it's pressed in, we're just going to put it in the oven and bake it for 8 to 10 minutes. I have it on convection, so it might bake a little bit quicker. I'm going to start checking it at 8 minutes. And I'm going to set my timer for 8 minutes. Okay, our pie crust is done and out of the oven. It took about 8 minutes and it's starting to turn a little bit golden. So for the filling, we're going to need 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk, 5 egg yolks, 1/2 cup of lemon juice, 1/2 cup of orange juice. We're also going to use the zest. So what we're going to do first is actually zest the orange. So I'm only going to use the zest from 1 orange and 1 lemon. Okay, so there's the zest. Mix it up a little bit. I'm going to use probably maybe 2/3 of the zest in the pie, and then I'm going to leave the rest right there for later. And now we are going to juice the orange. Okay, so I'm probably gonna need maybe 1.5 oranges. And I got my juicer out and I was gonna use it, but it's the Pampered Chef one and it's a little bit small. So I'm just doing it the old-fashioned way. Okay, almost there. Okay, we're about 1/2 cup now. And then the same thing with the lemons. Oop. Man overboard. You got a seed in there. You pick it out. maybe. Okay. Okay, so that was about 1.5 lemons. We are going to put in our sweetened condensed milk. You can use any brand you want. I like the Eagle brand the best. I have tried the other brands. This one seems to be lighter in color. Okay, I am going to wipe my hands off here. I should have had the towel ready. I'm just going to mix this up real quick before I do the eggs. I am going to separate the eggs. We're using just the egg yolks. And these are room temperature eggs. So much easier to separate when they're room temperature. When they're cold, they seize up a little bit. Okay, we are gonna mix in the egg yolks. We'll do them 2 at a time. This is just pie, not cake. Okay, I'm just gonna scrape down my bowl real quick, make sure I have everything mixed together. This is kind of a different take on a key lime pie. So instead of using key limes, I'm just using a different citrus. You could probably even do lime in here as well and do a 3 citrus. Okay. You don't need to mix very long. Make sure this isn't hot. It was kind of set for a little bit. It's a little bit warm. Okay, so we're just going to pour in our pie crust. Well, I guess it filled it up pretty good for a deep dish. Okay. So I'm going to put this back in the oven at 350 for about 18 minutes. Okay, we're back. The pie is out of the oven and it is cooling. It took about 18 minutes. We're just gonna make a quick whipped cream, just a basic whipped cream. You can put any flavor in here you want. I'm actually just going to do vanilla. But I've had the bowl and the whisk in the freezer for about 30 minutes. Want to make sure everything's really cold. And I am gonna start whipping this up. So again, this is a cup of cream. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of sugar and about a half a teaspoon of vanilla. You could put any flavor you want in there, almond, bourbon, whatever flavor you want. This is just going to take a few minutes to whip up. Starting to thicken up, so I'm going to add my sugar in slowly. And my half a teaspoon of vanilla. I hope I'm not going to wear it. Okay. So this is the consistency you're looking for. And this is still hot. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator when it cools down enough. So I'm gonna refrigerate this and the pie, and we'll be back when it's ready to plate up. The pie is completely chilled. The whipped cream is completely chilled. We're just gonna finish it up. So I am just going to, I'm not gonna pipe it out in any fancy design. I'm actually just gonna put it on. But if you wanted to put it in a piping bag and put stars, have at it. Oop. And then I just have a little bit of the leftover zest, and I have some help here too. You can help? Yeah. You're such a good girl. Okay. So this is what the pie looks like finished. Whoop. I have everything in the way. I am just going to cut into it so that I can attempt to plate it, and I am a messy plater. Okay. So there you have it. It's an easy citrus summer pie. Hope you enjoy it. I'm going to post the recipe down below. Happy Father's Day.